Hello and welcome to another episode of KBTalks, powered by the NKBA, the only podcast dedicated to growing and supporting the kitchen and bath industry. I'm Elle Millard, NKBA's Industry Relations Manager and one of your KBTalks podcast hosts. What you're about to hear is a live recording from the KBIS NeXT Stage, where 6 of the 7 NKBA Insiders, including myself, shared our favorite finds from the show. I'm super excited to share all of these with you, our podcast listeners.
Next up, we have the NKBA Insiders, their best finds of the show, and we're going to get that started right away. And look, there's me. I've only been introducing the panels, and now I actually get to moderate a panel, so I'm really excited about this. And I'm going to bring the insiders up to the stage. So I'm Leanne Wood, host of the KBIS NeXT Stage, and I get to moderate this panel too. As I said, I'm very excited about it. This is a very accomplished group. They are the NKBA Insiders. They've been scouring the show. They do a lot of different tasks for the NKBA, traveling internationally, covering trends. It's just a fabulous group this year. And if we could just kind of go down the row, starting with Ryan. Introduce yourself and what you do and your area of expertise.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Ryan Hurd. I'm the smart guy, and I am your NKBA Technology Insider. And I've been doing it for entirely too long, 28 years. That's me.
Short and sweet. Hi, I'm Elle Millard. I am on staff of NKBA, and I am an NKBA Insider / editor at large.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Zavaloff, an NKBA Insider as well. Business of design is sort of my focus. I'm based in Chicago, and I own a kitchen and bath and interiors firm.
Hi, I'm Carolina Gentry, and I am half of the design duo of Pulp Design Studios. I'm based out of Dallas, and
I'm Beth Dotolo. I am the other half of Pulp Design Studios, and I'm in our Seattle office. We have 3 offices, Seattle, Dallas, and LA. And we are NKBA Insiders, and we've been scouring the show floor for like everything and anything amazing.
What's up, everybody? I am Richard Aniskevich. I am NKBA Insider this year, representing the luxury segment of design. And I've been an NKBA member ever since I was a student in 2007 at Virginia Tech. And I've always been a member of the organization, was a 30 under 30 in 2013, and just always, has been very active in the overall organization. So very excited to be here with you all to talk about, the latest and greatest on the show floor this year.
And you've been very busy this year.
Very busy.
Your name has been all over everything. Yeah. So just an overall impression. I don't think it was anyone's first time at the show, was it? Everyone's been here before? You've been here before? Yes. Okay. So KBIS 2019. Let's just have kind of a fun conversation. Maybe your kind of favorite event or your favorite thing about the show, and then we'll get into some of your product picks.
Favorite event, the Bash last night. Was anybody here at the Bash? I can't believe that you're here. That was fun.
I actually have to say, too, like the opening party, that was a real moment. That was really amazing. There were, it was a huge turnout, which was really fun. And then, the curtain drops, and they had like the ladies in the chandelier, and it was like totally over the top. And I was thinking immediately, I was like, man, how many people are going to be late to the show tomorrow? Because this looks like an awesome event.
I really enjoyed going to your booth. Richard designed the monogram kitchen, the booth over in Central Hall, and they had a little cocktail party yesterday. I really enjoyed that. And then we also sat on a panel here with Architectural Digest yesterday and had a really kind of great discussion about luxury and kind of from the high spectrum to what the new meaning of luxury is these days. And I thought it was a really cool conversation. So
also being able to connect with the vendors that are here and finding new product, I think, is really exciting. Obviously, all the parties are fun, but just creating new personal connections with these wonderful people and all of the manufacturers.
Because we're here to work,
right.
too.
Hands down, Ryan and I just finished a panel with the NKBA Next Up. A bunch of high school kids came, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. It's all about skilled labor and bringing new people into the trades. It's near and dear to my heart because there's such a shortage of good tradespeople. And it was so much fun. I mean, the kids were hilarious. At first, they were all really tired, and then it was like they really got into it. So it is a very cool initiative. So
Teenagers don't wake up until about 10 a.m. Yeah, and they were on the bus early this morning, so.
And for me, I'm really, really happy to see some of our global partners here at NKBA. This is really our first year that we're really starting to see more of a global presence at the show. So you have to really scour the audience. We have quite a few people here internationally who I recognize, but seeing product come from other spots of the world is really important for us as designers to be able to source these products, which is really exciting and fun. So awesome show so far.
So from your feedback, I mean, I think everyone can get that we try and offer something for everyone at KBIS, from the events to the programming, and just I feel like all the exhibitors just really like came to play this year. It was incredible, all of the booth events. There was just so much. I also managed the social media team, and honestly, there was just almost too much for us to cover. The show was just so dynamic, and we just hope that everyone. Did you say your favorite?
I was joking. I'm like, he posted.
She's always picking on me that I'm not posting enough, so I made sure I posted everything.
Okay.
We saw you at the Bash last night.
We did see you at the Bash last night.
Was I on the poll? Different conversation.
Great feedback. Okay, we're going to actually, we gave the NKBA Insiders a bit of a challenge to pick some of their favorite products from the show. So they emailed that to us last night and this morning, and we've just put this slideshow together. So I believe the picks from Beth and Carolina are up first. So we're just going to go through the slides, and perhaps you guys can just say why you loved it, the meaning of it, how things like this can help you in your own business and everyone's business, all the designers and attendees in the audience.
So this was a vanity company. I think it was James Martin. I sent it to you, but I can't remember.
They're out of
based
Dallas,
out of Dallas,
actually.
where we're based out of, and we had no idea. So when we saw their vanities, we really just loved the furniture aspect of it. We loved that it looks.
This has the zebrano wood on it, and I think it's nice because it has a nice Eastern flair to it. It's very.
Yeah, we just
Unique
loved a
and
bit of an
different.
innovative take, and it's always nice when, where it's wonderful to design things from scratch. Sometimes you just need something that's ready-made and a little bit easier, more plug and play. So it's nice to see people innovating in that way and making things a bit more furniture-like. So
I would also just say that the Pulp Girls always do an amazing job at like capturing vignettes, and like that photography super on point.
I was like, wait a second.
No, they were
Architectural
just shooting on their
picture.
iPhones. I mean, it's amazing.
we
They
were
always get it
cropping
right.
someone's head out that was on the other side of the vanity.
Yeah, I think we actually had to ask people to move
There were
several
some
times.
edits there.
And also, if you're seeing any trends, if you've picked them up, if you could just mention that for the audience as well. I'm wondering about just that wood and that finish. Were you seeing a lot of that?
Well, I think just the idea of mixed materials, I think, is part of what's kind of more
And
on
just
trend.
how the hardware is
Yeah.
integrated into that, it's really, really nice. It just looks really like a piece of furniture, or something
Very
that was
cool.
found. We love this gorgeous
I recognize
vessel,
this.
Yes, the vessel from
countertop sink from
Thompson Traders.
Thompson Traders. It's gorgeous, very artistic, definitely a showstopper.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've recognized too is there's a lot of dimensional trends happening right now, a lot of textures and a lot of dimensional design, whether it be in panels or different materials, metals, even in quartz. And this is one that we really love. We've been using Thompson Traders for a while, and when we saw this, it just seemed very of the now, like it seemed very modern, and we really
And all of
loved
us
it.
have those clients that always want that powder bath to be spectacular, and this is a perfect way to do that.
And we happen to have Alejandra and Samantha Thompson in the audience, and the designer of Thompson Traders. So thank you for joining us, and congratulations on a beautiful booth and beautiful
The
products.
booth is gorgeous. It's right there if you haven't checked it out, by the
If
way.
you haven't been yet, she makes you feel like you're at home. She is the most lovely woman.
Very, very nice.
Okay, so this is Thermador, and there was a couple trends that we were noticing with Thermador that kind of encapsulated a lot of trends that we're seeing. I mean, I think the theme for us of what we were seeing at KBIS this year was color and technology. And so this kind of represented the way that Thermador can completely customize, your kitchen setup. This is sort of an entertaining corner of their booth. But we really loved the connectivity. They have the connected home that can work with all of your different devices. And I know a lot of people are doing that right now. But
and people have different types. Like some people have Alexa, some people have
Josh.
That Josh thing, in different types of devices, and this works with all of them.
Yeah, and what we really loved is that you can wake up and just say good morning, and it'll make your coffee for you. And I mean, we were talking about that.
I need some of that in my
I
life.
know.
Or it'll say, I'm leaving for the day, and you can program it to like open your garage door and close it, turn everything off. You can also turn on your oven from your phone.
Yeah, it's pretty
Preheat
cool.
it.
And what we loved about that is when we were thinking about this, we were thinking about our clients. Like, how wonderful would it be for our clients who just love that bit of service to be able to take that and use it? But then we started talking at dinner about this, about their concept, and they were like, this is really about living in place. Think about people like, someone who is not quite ready to transition over to a different home yet. They can stay there for longer. They have their coffee made for them in the morning. I mean, it's really amazing technology that are allowing people to live in place for longer. So I think that encapsulated a lot of trends in this one little vignette here.
Definitely the future of
Yeah,
kitchen and
absolutely.
bath.
Well, the panel was just on, and we were talking about that, and we had Alex from Josh AI here, and he actually said their biggest market is the boomer market. For that reason, people think that technology is for young people or whatever, but it's the older people. It helps them live better. So this is a great example. Very cool.
So this is an Anne Sachs tile, and one of the things we loved about it is the first thing we saw was like, okay, it's a showstopper, it's amazing.
Beautiful color.
And so then we did a little partnership with Kohler for the New Modernist Design Trail, because we were coined New Modernists with that group, and they gave us a tour of their booth. And after touring their booth, what they shared with us is that this whole tile collection is made from the waste from Kohler products. So they have an entire team.
Sustainable product.
Yeah, they have an entire team that's dedicated to figuring out how to reimagine the waste from their manufacturing, and that's how they created this tile. And they have local artisans that do it, and that's kind of why you also get that dimensional look, because it's not virgin material; it's all from waste. So it looks, completely beautiful, handmade, artisan product, but it's all recycled.
That's an amazing story for them. That's great.
I think so
I'm sure
too.
you've seen this image on Instagram, because I think it's been taken about like 150 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Color is amazing.
For
as
good
well.
reason.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
Okay, I think you had the 4 picks. That was great. Anyone have any questions for Beth and Carolina? Or we'll just continue. I think next up, the picks are Ryan's.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Ready?
Yeah, so I just want to give a little preference here. I was here a couple of weeks ago for CES, and I did a lot of posting on technology at CES, so we talked about all the big boys and all the cool stuff that was there. So for this show, I was really looking for things that are going to either help the design community or the consumer directly, and how technology is going to affect that. So here we've got, Signature Kitchen Suite. Yes, it's a wine bottle fridge, and it's got technology, and it's got an app. That's really cool. A lot of people are doing it. The app can also, as you put your wine in, you scan it, so now you know your stock that you have in your wine fridge. Okay, that's nice too. But here's where I really liked it. And this is where, when we're thinking outside of the box and what else can I do with it, since I already have the technology in my product, what else I can do? Proactive service. So because it's a smart wine fridge, they are monitoring it so they know if there's an issue. That fridge technically has 3 zones of cooling. So if there's an issue with the compressor or the door or anything, they're proactively monitoring it. They see something with the compressor. They actually get that product, ship it out to you, set up the guys to go out and install it, call you and say, your fridge is having an issue. I can send my guys over Monday or Tuesday. Which day works for you? So from a consumer standpoint, remember, this is a premium product. And yes, it has technology baked in, but it's that last part that really differentiates themselves. Because especially when we're talking about wine fridges, and if you have 100 and some odd bottles of wine, that could be a lot of money in that fridge. And the last thing you want to do is open the door and find out that all your bottles are 70 degrees. That's why I like that one.
That's very cool. And you might not even know that there's an issue.
Right, they're going to know that there's an issue.
I would go in my wine fridge
before.
every day, but some people might not. It could maybe sit for a day or two.
Are we having that kind of conversation up here? Let's go back to Bash last night.
Yeah, we did talk at the Bash. No, great product.
All right, so this is for the designers. CEDIA and NKBA did, in 2018, they asked consumers and designers what were the most important things going forward. And one of the things that came up in that survey was, how do we incorporate technology into a kitchen and not have it look like technology? And part of that, from a designer aspect, is clutter. Well, in the day and age that we actually live in, all of these things get plugged in and there's cords. So in my house, between my 3 young kids and myself and my wife, I mean, we have like 30 of these things. So the kitchen is just, because the kitchen is the hub of the house, everything is there. Well, why I like this, it's by Corian. It's a quartz top that already has that magnetic charging baked in. So like on your Apple Watch or your new iPhone 10, you put the phone down right on the countertop. It's already got it baked in, no wires, nice and clean. I think that's perfect for the industry from a design aspect. And we're going to see a lot more of that being baked into all the other hard surface manufacturers out there. So that's why I like that one a lot. Stupid simple. Sometimes that's the best. So these guys, I want to make sure I say their name right. Bico. So yes, there's a lot of manufacturers out there that are making refrigerators for the consumer, whether it's on the high end or the low end or whatnot. I like these guys. These guys are kind of a little guy, but what was very interesting is that they're using technology, and they're using light technology. And based on having the blue light technology in the fridge, it actually extends the life of leafy vegetables, strawberries, all those kind of things. Because what happens, and it's fascinating, when you put your product in there in a regular fridge, the light goes off. Well, we think the light goes off. I mean, we keep opening up the thing, closing it. Well, the light goes off. With that, that's when you start having degeneration of the food products. So when we're talking about leafy greens, that's when they start going brown, and you only have a couple of days. But it's amazing, and again, this goes under stupid simple tech, which is why I love it. Adding that blue light keeps photosynthesis alive. So basically the vegetables, your tomatoes, your strawberries will stay fresher for longer because you have blue light technology in there. So again, hashtag stupid simple, but I love it. Those are the kind of things that are going to help you from a design aspect, make you look good in front of your consumer, and it's going to have a direct result on the consumer because for myself, I put my stuff in there and it's going to stay good longer.
Did you ask them about the energy consumption on that? Does it increase?
LED.
Okay.
So
all
it's
right.
efficient and simple and using smart technology, which is all around us today.
Great. I think, do you have one more?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Control 4. So one of the things that I saw from CES that made me really excited this year, as opposed to all the other years, as well as you're seeing it in the show. Prior of this year, I'm going to say technology was all gadgets. It was things, it was, lighting control, audio, video, surround sound, and that's all great. But it was kind of gadgets. This is the first year from CES and from this show where I see that all of that smart technology is actually stitched together. So it can actually give you either health and wellness or make your life easier. Products from Control 4 also make your life easier. In other words, how do you interface from wall clutter? So if we're designing, I mean, when we take kitchens, just think about your lighting loads. There's so many different types of lighting. You have task lighting, you have under cabinet lighting, you have lighting in the cabinets, you've got your center island lighting, you have general lighting. I mean, who wants this wall acne? Who wants these 6 light switches on this side and on that side because you enter from both sides? How about leveraging technology that you can put a one gang with a couple of switches, or better yet, use your phone and control everything from the lighting, maybe add some audio, put some Jimmy Buffett in there while you're warming up your stove. That's where it's very exciting. And products like Control 4, and even Josh, I got to give a shout out to Josh AI. I loved it. Josh AI and Thermador. Come on. This should be the standard for the new American household, where you can just get up in the morning and say, okay, Josh, make me a cappuccino. And by the time you get down to your kitchen, your cappuccino is already made. For me, it's going to put Starbucks out of business.
Well, you can see why Ryan is the technology insider. That was amazing. Thank you for your
I'm the
insight.
smart guy.
You're a smart guy, yes. Just ask him. Yep.
Thank you.
Next, we have Al's picks.
Yay.
Maybe you can,
I will
tell us
share.
about this.
Yes, so we were out to dinner last night, and I was sharing with the team that I have not had a tremendous amount of time to scour the show floor, being that I've been on panels and such. So I have been scouring trends from afar, and we were talking about Formica's recycled leather that they have in their booth in the South Hall here. And I found that to be really exciting, new, innovative product. And while we were at dinner, this crocodile was there, which reminded me of the leather. I have the image actually on a press kit and not on my phone. So what I'm thinking is seeing all these heads and different textures embedded in the kitchen is something that's coming forth to the U.S. We've seen these animal heads all over the UK, other countries, but we're starting to see this kind of like weird, unexpected juxtaposition in the kitchen industry and in the bath industry as well. So that's why the crocodiles, and I just thought it was kind of fun with those little Mardi Gras beads there. So I thought I would share that and give some background behind the product there.
Did you put the beads up there?
No, they were already there. But this was not the only head, and this was in the Bazaar meat house or meat whatever at Meat House at the SLS last night. So I think that just seeing these types of things carried into the show is really fascinating to weave a thread of how trends are really happening in the industry.
Can I also just give a shout out to
course.
Kalamazoo for hosting that dinner last night for us? Because
Amazing.
I did not know about Kalamazoo, and their product is amazing. They do outdoor grills that are like top notch, and they just did this
smokers.
custom color cabinets for outdoor that are so on trend right now, which I probably should have put them, but I was limited in my picks. But I had to give them a shout out because they're amazing. If you don't know Kalamazoo, you should go look at them because they're amazing.
Yes, definitely outdoor furniture, carrying lots of color, which you'll see in my upcoming slides here. So this one, thanks to the Pulp Girls, they did share some images with me. But this is Inox, and it creates that extra punch in either the kitchen, the bath, and interior space, which again gives some punch or power. It gives the space character and personality. So I found that this was really innovative and cool, and they have such great, good quality products. I was talking to the marketing manager here that is responsible at the Bash. I met everyone at the Bash, and just finding more about the product lines in the story is really encouraging to specify these types of products.
They were actually they were one of our Design Bites presenters last year and came up with the first barn door that could lock.
Yes.
Which was really incredible.
Novel idea.
Yeah, because usually she gave the example of her son kept walking in on her because they had a barn door, and she's like, okay, there has to be a solution for this. So they came up with that last year. So very innovative company.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. And then I had to give a shout out to our Luxe designer, Richard A to Z. So not only is the countertop fur, which may not be practical for every application, but again, there was that crocodile leather belt there, so that tying of those textures in that leather is really rich in the kitchen and bath industry. But seeing how he integrated this kitchen, if you will, to look like a piece of furniture. So it's fully integrated into a space. Mind you, it looks gorgeous. It feels amazing. And when you open those bottom drawers, there's refrigerator units in there that really stand out from the rest. So kudos
and
to
a dishwasher and columns on the side.
I mean, it's an
Amazing.
all-in-one unit there that is impeccably designed. And that's in the Central Hall, that they can see that? Yes.
It's Central Hall C5819.
At Monogram. So huge shout out. Monogram has amazing appliances. I've been talking about them for years. I think that they're really innovative in what they're doing as far as appliances with technology, and been really the leaders on the forefront of some of that. So, and of course, matching up with a Luxe designer was a very smart move on their end. So excellent work.
I mean, if you really want to be inspired as a designer to design with different elements and different techniques, especially with refrigeration, you should go because it's super, super inspiring just from a design standpoint.
And I think I have one more. Yes, of course, right? So this is, these girls are my inspiration. I actually asked them if that once the show was over, if I could please buy those outfits. But I think more importantly with this image is to show how people are standing out in the industry and standing out in a bold way. So the contrasting colors with the black and the white, and putting something that's very memorable in a space. And I added this image here. So Gaggenau has the handleless appliances, which is pretty cool, and I will give them a shout out to that. But this is a way that we are seeing design happen and creating that really bold punch and something that's memorable. And this just had that little global element to me that felt special, and I felt really important walking into their booth. So I thought they needed some kudos for that, and I really wanted those outfits.
I can totally see you in that outfit. Yes, absolutely. I don't know about that. You'll have better earrings, though, right? Okay, I think next we have Richard's picks.
Okay, so this actually is in the Monogram booth, but specifically why I just wanted to highlight this is because it's their pizza hearth oven, which if you're unfamiliar with, I just think it's a really distinctive product that makes it really, makes them have a bit of personality, if you will, and it's a fun conversation piece. But most specifically, it's shown actually in gold this year, which I really feel like is super on trend, and something that we only continue to see these different layers of gold, whether you're seeing them in more of a matte application or brushed application, polished application. I mean, it just true this transcendence of warmer tones and metals. I think we're just seeing it across the board at this show, all over. But I just think, in the sense of appliances specifically, we're so used to the expectation of stainless steel. So it's so refreshing to see, manufacturers opening up their minds and, helping us as designers ultimately execute, again, more distinctive spaces that are just more interesting.
So is it a full suite, or is it just the pizza oven that has that gold
So
finish?
it's a full suite in the sense that some of the other elements are two-toned, where they actually have, like, their new range top is stainless steel with brass inlays on it, and same thing with their ovens. And then I actually worked with them to custom design a hood that's all brass as well. So, it's this whole concept of mixing metals. And again, I just think, I personally, in the sense of how I approach design, I use stainless steel or silver metals as a neutral, and then I use these warmer tones as accents. So I think in their collection, it's really smart because, the range top overall is such a large surface. If it was all gold, it would almost be overpowering or overbearing, but you see it in that little glimpse on the knobs and the bezels, and it's a really smart accent. But then something as small as the pizza oven, like, this is where you want your focus to be because it's a cool conversation piece. So it makes perfect sense to put it in, that highlight, bolder material. And then this actually, as you already saw, the Pulp Girls highlighted as far as the color palette I really loved, but I want to focus on one thing specifically, and it's actually the Callista sink featured here. That was kind of my choice, the thing that I wanted to showcase or highlight in this image, because I always think, Callista does a phenomenal job to really showcase luxury plumbing products, but specifically this hand-hammered polished nickel sink, I just was really blown away with and mesmerized by, and I just thought it was something really special. And then again, they're doing that mixed metal concept, so it's more of that polished nickel, but you'll notice that the faucet is is contrasted, and then just the whole vignette just screams luxury and ultimately, character. And then this I thought was really cool. This was Clark Architectural over here in South Hall. I really love in design when people challenge the ideas of how materials should or could be used. And specifically what stuck out to me was the fact that it was a veneered wood on a tub, which again, I think just face value, if you were to say that to someone or a client, like, I'm going to veneer your tub, they'd be like, what? That doesn't make sense. But, they did it in a really, really lovely way, and that's a Makassar ebony wood veneer. And I just think I really love the idea to push the boundaries of how materials should or could be executed and, challenge those expectations, because that's really how innovation happens.
Rebecca? up next.
Hi there. How are you? I was sort of stopped in my tracks back to Richard's like, I didn't do that. The gold thing, back to the brass thing. So, of course, the minute something becomes a trend, you're concerned that is it going to stay a trend? Is it going to stay timeless? Is it going to stay something that everybody still uses? And I agree with the mixed metals, but also just the layers of different kinds of metal and how they can be applied. I mean, not all brass, as we've all known, trying to mix, when clients want you to say, oh, well, does that have to match? No, and it's not going to. So it's nice to see all these different layers of brasses and different treatments. I've been a huge fan of Brizo's Luxe Gold finish for a while. It's their satin, more their brushed finish. This one's polished, and it's got a little hint of rose in it. It's gorgeous.
Sorry, Brizo
Yeah.
has a concrete faucet too that is to die for.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the Jason Wu stuff has been stunning so I mean, again, it's a brand that pushes the envelope of fashion in design. It's not just clothing, and so that's really fun to me. I've been a big fan of their product for a couple of years now. So walking in and getting to see new product, because I'm so familiar with their stuff. So these are the new Rook kitchen faucets. Again, and the other thing I love about it, what they're doing is all the way that they're engineered and put together, the fasteners, the seams between them are real. They're not fake. And so it's nice to see that, this part connects to this part and there's a set screw, and it's like more artisanal in the way that they're made rather than molded to look vintage. I like the authenticity factor. So that's those. And then same, this kind of was in the same family, I think. It's all one. This is the, how do you say it? Did I write this down for you? I can never remember I gotta look it up.
We didn't include the
It's okay,
captions,
that's
I'm
all
sorry.
right. No. It's a new line from Brizo. I'm having trouble remembering the name. I'll come up with it. And they're beautiful. This is about flexibility. So flexibility is a big trend that I think has to stay. And what's up with them, and they started this with the Lavoir collection, where you could change the faucet height and the spout height in 4 different ways. Also a beautiful collection. This is their new collection, and they're gorgeous. So you've got 3 spouts and 3 different handles that can be used interchangeably. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, it's amazing because then you've got like clients who can't make decisions and you want everything to kind of flow, but you want something a little bit different in the powder room than in the master. There's a way to do it. You can mix and match without having to go to, I don't like doing 6 brands in one house. But some clients feel like, oh, you're just mailing it in if everything's from the same brand. So it really gives you this ability to customize without having to go search something and then realize, oh, that's not going to work with this, and the finish is not going to match. So it's just a beautiful product, also in their polished gold. Same thing, same faucet like 3 times, so it gets to show a couple different ways. And those are the 3 spouts. So you've got the arc spout, the straight spout, and then the slightly curved one, which is wonderful.
Extra credit.
I know. Sorry. I didn't. Well, I
All
couldn't
the
make.
views.
This is the problem. I couldn't make a
I
decision.
actually loved that when I saw it.
Yeah, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
gorgeous.
I know. It's really pretty. So, so this might save my marriage if I get one. I will tell you, it's interesting. People always ask me, because I specialize in kitchen and bath design, kitchen design mainly. What sets one appliance apart from another? And you're like, look, you either drive a Volvo, you drive an Audi, you drive a Mercedes. They're all competitive. It's that kind of conversation. I'm really not a brand-specific snob in any one way. Style's part of it. Colors are oftentimes a big thing. I love color, but this range is amazing, and I can't wait to try it out to see if it works as well as it sounds. It's their sous vide range. So for people who don't know what sous vide is, it's French for, I think it's for submerged or fast and under is what it kind of means in French. So you're cooking something. My husband, we have a sous vide. My husband's the cook in the family, so that's why I was saying I was going to say my marriage. He's the cook in the family. He always sous vides. He does a lot of it, about 3 times a week, and it allows you to cook food for a long period of time at a set temperature, and then stick it on, and then sear it. So you can put lamb chops in there, you can put steak in there, anything like that. And so the compartment on the left is actually the sous vide container, and the lid seals down on it, and it creates a suction seal. It's amazing. I mean, it's integrated rather than one of those sticks that, I don't know if you've ever seen those weird sticks that you stick in like a pot of water. That's what a sous vide is, if no one, if people know what it is or not. And then in the middle you have the burners, the gas burners, and then on the side on the right-hand side, you've got induction and a steam oven on the left bottom. And what's awesome about this is like people also ask me, will you ever see the business go straight to induction? And I'm like, no. I mean, men and fire will never be separated. Like I'm one of those people too. I mean, it's like campfire, caveman. You need, fire is just part of it, even though gas is not efficient. But this is amazing because it allows you to have both. And so it's just a really cool range. So this is Signature Kitchen Suite.
And I know with the sous vide cooking too, you have to if you don't have something like this, you have to take a big appliance, put it on your counter, which sometimes I don't even use a blender because I don't want to take it out of my cupboard, so I use a potato masher.
I'm with you on that.
But that's a bit of a hassle, right?
Yeah.
And this is so integrated. It's amazing. This product got mentioned several times. It was a Design Bites presenter, and they did win a Best of KBIS award for this as well.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
kudos to SKS.
It's really cool.
Great product.
And everybody has to say the monogram site, not just because we love Richard, but these are gorgeous. So these are, it's a wall of ovens in the monogram booth, and it literally stopped me in my tracks. I mean, first of all, they look like fireplaces or something, and I don't even like modern fireplaces, and I was like, wow. I mean, the way that it was installed, the treatment is just beautiful. And again, this goes to customization without having to go custom, which, I mean, when you're a kitchen designer, everything I do is custom. I don't feel the need to make a custom table and a custom light fixture. Every decision I make is custom. So to be able to go to a brand and say, I have 5 or 6 choices within the brand, I know the product, I know the specs, is awesome. So these are prototypes. I hope to God they all come online, but they're beautiful.
Did you design that wall too?
Yeah, so I actually got to work with their industrial design team on this initiative, and it was really cool because basically I set the palette for the overall booth, and then working with their team, they literally used that palette. Like when I literally said I wanted to do the professional kitchen in like a cerused white oak, that like inspired, the handle on, the silver unit in the top corner. Like, so they like pulled, and we worked really closely on that. And so it was just really fun. And, an opportunity again to just show capability and what can be coming in the future if ultimately, the community responds to it. And I think that's really important because I think we all collectively should be thinking like very progressively in the sense of what's next.
If there's any questions, or did anyone see something spectacular that you think should be mentioned on your day at the show? We've got a microphone over here.
Thanks. Sea cheese glass tile panels. Did everybody get there? They're stunning.
Amazing.
And
We saw them today. They're gorgeous.
Backlit, front lit, matte, mirror backed, backsplash tiles, shower floors. Oh my gosh.
Is that
Beautiful.
SICIS?
Yes.
Okay, well, they won a Best Booth Award, so obviously it was,
Awesome.
Yeah.
enjoyed
Great.
the booth.
Yeah, we used to use them all the time when we did commercial and hospitality, and we kind of forgot about them. And then when we were walking the floor today, actually, we were like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, we forgot about sea cheese. They're amazing. And the panels that you're talking about, they have an installation where they cut them in all different directions and use different finishes together.
They can
And it
pre-cut
was-
them or cut them on site, which is really nice because you have the flexibility to do that.
Anyone else have a standout product that blew you away on the show floor? Or was just everything great?
I'm a huge fan. First of all, I'm Carol Weil. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so a fairly provincial area, but I'm Italian. I loved the Dolce & Gabbana collaboration with Smeg. They were so joyful.
Do you have a project that you would use that in? Because it's so project specific.
Oh, I know.
Can you
I know.
share
I
a
actually
photo of that
do.
project when you install it?
Well,
'Cause
I
would
actually
love
do.
to
I
see
have
it.
a client that wanted their kitchen to feel Tuscan. Now, granted, these are very Sicilian, but they have the same color palette, and I can't wait to show it to them. Now, they may not go for the refrigerator, certainly the hand-painted one at $50,000, but they might do some of those small appliances. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Just
was
so much fun.
It's really interesting. We saw that line first in Milan when we last were there, and they were launching it, and it was just really, fun. I think collaboration is super healthy. So the fact that they pulled in, a fashion, line to showcase that, and to your exact point, I think the appliances are very specific, but there's the countertop versions. Like there's the the blender and the mixer and toaster, like all of those things, and that's like super easy for someone to have something really special with personality.
It's also a great gift. I actually, a very good client of mine, her daughter reached out to say, what should I get my mom for Mother's Day? And I sent her the small appliances because I'm like, she's a fashion nut, and she loved it.
And also so Instagram worthy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else have a favorite pick from the show? We'd love to hear.
It's a very, very small thing, but it's way in the back. It's an 1.5 inch filler that when you pull it out becomes a step stool. And it can flip to either side, and you can reach about, I think he said like 6 feet. And we're building those kitchens that have the cabinets are going to 9 and 10 feet. Are we bringing in a little step stool into the kitchen? No.
It's an inch
I
and a
need
half.
that.
I need that.
Everywhere in my
Do you remember
house.
the name? I didn't see that.
All I can tell you is it's in the back left corner, and it's I think a husband and wife team that's here, and it's just a little tiny 1.5 inch filler that we can put into a design. You just had a little tiny knob on it, and for all of us that are short with tall cabinets to 9 and 10 feet, might be something cool to add in.
I think that's very cool, and I think one of the things they're kind of highlighting is the fact that there's a lot of obviously major brands here that buy a lot of space and always put on a good show, but there's so many like little rare finds that like you really have to dig for them, but like that's super important that you're really trying to see outside of the larger spaces as well and find like those really special moments. So thank you for sharing that.
And that's why that area back there is called the Discovery District. And it's to discover elements such as that. And there's amazing small booths back there. So please have a walk around. You still have the afternoon. Anyone else? I'm kind of sad because this is oh, we do. Okay, go ahead. And then I'll tell you why I'm sad. Because it's really riveting.
Don't be sad.
Everything around here is just gorgeous, and this is my first time here. I'm just kind of blown away. But there was something I saw on the first day, on Tuesday, and my camera had died, and so I didn't get a picture of it. And I have been looking for it for the last 2 days, and I can't find it. I know
Let's
it's
help her
in
out.
this-
Let's help her out. Describe
Yes.
it.
Okay, it's a heated towel rack. It has arms that come out, and then 2 knobs at the bottom, and it's all silver. And I have no idea where it is. I've combed the area 2 days worth, and I can't find it.
Okay, you guys, half of the room
Crowdsource.
start working that way, the other half that way. We are gonna find this thing.
Center of the builders area, she says.
There's one in the KBIS tent also.
The salon?
The
next door.
salon. Don't
Did
forget
you go
to
there
go
on
to
Tuesday?
the salon.
I was in the salon, and I couldn't find it there either.
Oh, okay. We tried.
What company? Bola.
BOLA.
VOLA. I'll look there.
That's another thing to mention, too. If you haven't visited the Salon by KBIS, it's a new feature of the show this year for very design-forward brands. And there's the lounges there, the DMM by Modenas Lounge and the Light Ovation Lounge as well. So, man, I'm telling you to do a lot of things in your afternoon, but please go by there outside the South Hall and over to the left. You can't miss it. It's a really big tent.
So why are you sad?
I'm sad because this is the last panel of KBIS. And as I said, I've been very honored to be the host of the stage, and it's been a very dynamic 3 days. Honestly, the crowds have just blown me away. People were very specific about coming to a topic that interests them. The audiences have been so engaged. We've had to cut off all the Q&A sessions, which means that people are truly interested and engaged in our programming, and that just makes me and the team very, very happy. So anyways, thank you to the NKBA Insiders. That was a fabulous job. I love hearing your perspective. I mean, I'm a PR person. I don't, when I hear the designers talk about what inspires them, I'm like, oh yeah, that inspires me too. But it's great. So thank you so much for doing such a great job covering the show and all the work that you do all year round for NKBA. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.